You are exactly at mile 20 of your marathon, or kilometer 32. Your legs feel incredibly heavy. Your breathing is labored. You look down at your smartwatch and you notice something terrifying. Your running pace is getting slower, but your heart rate is climbing higher and higher. You feel completely drained. You assume you have hit the infamous wall. You assume you have run out of glycogen. So, you reach into your pocket, tear open a thick energy gel, and force it down with a sip of water, hoping for a physiological miracle. Stop. You are about to make the biggest biological mistake of your entire race. The miracle is never going to come. Your heart rate will keep rising. Your stomach will cramp. Your legs will completely lock up, and you will be forced to walk. You will cross the finish line feeling defeated, and you will tell yourself, I just did not train hard enough. I am not fit enough to sustain that pace. Listen to me very carefully. You did not fail because you lack fitness. You did not fail because your legs are weak, and in most cases, you did not even run out of fuel. You failed because your blood physically turned into thick, slow-moving syrup. In this video, I am going to expose the hidden biological crisis that destroys 90% of amateur marathon runners. We are going into the deep science of hemorheology, and in just a few minutes, I will show you exactly why your heart struggles late in a race, why eating more sugar actually makes it worse, and how you can engineer your hydration to prevent this trap forever. Let us look under the microscopic hood of your cardiovascular system to understand why your heart rate skyrockets at mile 20. You have to understand what your blood is actually made of. Your blood is not just a uniform red liquid. It is a complex mixture of two completely different things. First, you have plasma. This is the watery fluid that makes up about 55% of your total blood volume. Second, you have the solid particles, the red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. This solid fraction is called your hematocrit. When you stand on the starting line of a race, perfectly rested and hydrated, your blood flows beautifully. Your plasma volume is high. The red blood cells have plenty of liquid to swim in. In the science of physics, we call this low viscosity. Your blood flows almost exactly like pure water. Your heart pumps this watery blood effortlessly, pushing it deep into the millions of microscopic capillaries inside your leg muscles to deliver fresh oxygen and clear out metabolic waste. But as soon as the starting gun fires, a biological clock begins to tick. As you run, your core body temperature rises. To keep you from literally cooking your own internal organs, your body begins to sweat. But where do you think that sweat comes from? It does not magically appear from empty space. Sweat is pulled directly from your blood plasma. As you cross mile 10, mile 15, and mile 20, you are losing massive amounts of fluid through your skin and your breath. And here is the trap. You are losing the watery plasma, but you are not losing the solid red blood cells. This completely destroys the delicate ratio inside your veins. Your hematocrit, the concentration of solid cells, begins to artificially spike because there is significantly less water. The red blood cells are forced closer and closer together. The physical nature of your blood completely changes. It loses its low viscosity. It stops flowing like water, and it begins to flow like thick, sticky syrup. This is the science of rheology, the study of how liquids flow under pressure. And right now, your internal rheology is a complete disaster. If we could put a microscopic camera inside your arteries at mile 20, we would not see a fast-flowing river. We would see thick, heavy sludge trying to force its way through tiny pipes. And this is where the cardiac penalty destroys your race. Your leg muscles are still demanding the exact same amount of oxygen to maintain your marathon pace, but the blood is now entirely too thick, to travel quickly through the microscopic capillaries. There is massive internal friction. So, what does your brain do? It panics. To force that thick sludge into your muscles, your brain commands your heart to pump harder and faster. Your heart rate begins to drift upwards, even though your running pace has not changed at all. This is a physiological phenomenon known as cardiac drift. You are now burning massive amounts of your precious energy, not to run faster, but simply to force thick blood through your own circulatory system. Your heart is literally stealing energy away from your legs. And this brings us to the ultimate mistake that amateur runners make when they feel this exhaustion: the nutrition trap. When your heart rate spikes and your legs feel heavy at mile 20, you have been conditioned by the fitness industry to believe that you need more sugar. You think you are bonking, so you take another heavy, thick carbohydrate gel. But think about the physics and the biology of what you just did. Your blood is already a highly concentrated, thick, dehydrated sludge. When your blood volume drops, your body enters survival mode. Performs a process called blood shunting. It pulls blood away from your digestive system to prioritize your heart, your lungs, and your running muscles. Your stomach has virtually no blood and no water left to digest anything. When you drop a thick, concentrated sugar gel into a dehydrated, shut down stomach, your body has to find water to dilute it before it can be absorbed into the intestines. Where does it find that water? It pulls it out of your already depleted bloodstream and dumps it back into your stomach. You just made your blood viscosity even worse. You just made the syrup even thicker. This is exactly why your stomach suddenly cramps. This is why you feel severely nauseous late in a race. This is why the gel sits in your stomach like a heavy rock and provides absolutely zero energy to your legs. Gastric emptying completely shuts down because your rheology is broken. You did not need more sugar, you needed plasma volume expanders. You needed water and sodium. You are not hitting a fitness wall. You are trapped in a blood viscosity crisis. So how do the elites avoid this? How does Eliud Kipchoge run 26 miles without his blood turning to sludge? They do not rely on thirst. Thirst is a severely delayed biological signal. By the time you feel thirsty, your plasma volume has already dropped and your viscosity has already thickened. Elite runners engineer their plasma volume before the race even begins, and they aggressively protect it during the race. This is where the science of hyperhydration comes into play. You cannot just drink plain water. If you drink plain water, your kidneys will simply flush it out as urine. You must consume precise amounts of sodium to bind that water directly into your bloodstream, artificially expanding your plasma volume before the starting gun ever fires. During the race, you must have a mathematical strategy. You must know exactly how many milligrams of sodium and how many milliliters of fluid you need per hour to keep your blood flowing like water. You must separate your hydration from your fueling. When you maintain your plasma volume, your heart rate stays perfectly stable. Your cardiac drift disappears. Your stomach continues to digest your carbohydrates because it has the blood flow required to do so. And when you reach mile 20, while everyone else is shuffling and fighting their own thick blood, you will simply glide past them. You were never too weak to finish the marathon. You were just trying to pump syrup through your veins. But you cannot fix this by guessing. You cannot fix this by drinking randomly at the aid stations when you feel like it. You need a biological blueprint. If you want the exact mathematical protocols to calculate your sweat rate, manage your sodium intake, and engineer your plasma volume from start to finish, you need to read my science-based running books. They are your ultimate operational manual for human endurance. And if you refuse to leave your race day to chance, if you want a professional to analyze your exact physiology, calculate your thresholds, and build a custom nutritional and training architecture specifically for your body. Apply for my premium one-on-one personal coaching. For the athletes who want to look behind the curtain and truly master the advanced biochemistry and elite strategies of endurance performance, click the join button below to enter my exclusive subscription channel. The links to my books and my coaching application are in the description below. Stop fighting your own blood. Start engineering your performance. Coach Dimitris, Master of Science in Sports Science. Your running journey, powered by science.